The film begins with a text scrolling that tells about Austin Powers, international man of mystery. He was frozen in 1967 and defrosted in the 90s to battle his nemesis, Dr. Evil. After foiling his archenemy's plan to send a nuclear warhead to the center of the Earth, Austin banished Dr. Evil to the cold recesses of space. He then settled down with his newlywed wife Vanessa to live happily ever after, or so he thought. A NASA spacecraft observes Evil Bob's big boy rocket in space. From the rocket, Dr. Evil is ejected in his egg-shaped cryogenic chamber towards Earth. Meanwhile, Austin is enjoying his honeymoon with his wife Vanessa, which makes Austin suspicious. For instance, she lags and repeats herself. When Austin asks if she's okay, she says yes, but breaks the champagne bottle unintentionally. It gets weirder when she responds to the TV remote. Eventually, she is revealed to be a fembot with machine gun jubblies, controlled by Dr. Evil. She is a kamikaze bride on a mission to kill Austin, and she attacks him before self-destructing. He briefly mourns the loss of his one true love, but he is immediately overjoyed to realize that he is single again and can have sex without commitment. He then walks naked through the hotel lobby. Next, we see an officer at the NATO monitoring facility in Guam, watching a Jerry Springer show in which Scott Evil, Dr. Evil's not-so-evil son, talks about his father being the head of a global organization seeking world dominance. There, he is reunited with his father, who reveals that he has returned to Earth with plans to take over the world. The show comes to an end with a brawl. Meanwhile, back in England, Austin gets a mail while he is driving in a Jaguar sports car. Basil Exposition from British intelligence informs him about his new assignment. He is scheduled for a photo shoot in his own swinging pad in London, where one of the models, Ivana Humpalot, works for Dr. Evil. Next, at Evil's headquarters in Seattle, Number 2 explains how he made a good profit in his investment in a small coffee company named Starbucks. He proposes shifting resources from evil empires to Starbucks, which could result in a 5-fold increase in profits. But Dr. Evil is not pleased with his proposal. When Dr. Evil was frozen, they were able to clone him, and the clone looks exactly like him, except he is 1/8 his size. Dr. Evil gives the clone the name Mini-Me. He then reveals the reason for Austin foiling all of his diabolical schemes. He claims it is because Austin has his mojo, the libido, the life force, the essence, and so on. He shows them that he has created a time machine to travel through time and intends to use it to travel to the 60s and steal Austin's mojo. Scott advises him to kill Austin rather than steal the mojo, but his evil father disagrees. Next, Number 2 suggests that he travel to the future to learn about the stock market, which has the potential to earn them trillions of dollars. This plan is also rejected by Dr. Evil. Determined to steal the mojo, he takes Mini-Me with him to 1969. Arriving in 1969, he meets Number 2's younger counterpart, who informs him that his new lair is up and running. The camera then zooms out to reveal that they are in a hollow of an island with a single rock carving of evil. Meanwhile, back in 1999, after the photo shoot, Ivana seduces Austin during a game of chess. After a while, she reveals that Dr. Evil sent her to kill him, but she can't resist his sexiness and gives in. Number 2 in Evil's volcanic lair wonders how they can steal Austin's mojo when they have tried and failed before, and the security surrounding him is impenetrable. Evil then reveals that they have an operative working for them in the Ministry of Defense, Fat Bastard, a disgruntled Scottish guard named after his metric tonnage and well known for his dangerous temper and unusual eating habits, will assist him in stealing the mojo from Austin's frozen body in a cryo chamber. He sprays a nerve gas before drilling into Austin's chamber and extracting his mojo with a needle. As a result, in 1999, Austin realizes that he has lost his mojo while having sex with Ivana. In the secret project's room, Basil confirms the loss of mojo and announces that Austin must travel to 1969 to retrieve it and defeat Dr. Evil. Austin is then transported to his swinging London pad in the 1960s, where a disco party is taking place. He's having a good time at the party when he's threatened with assassination by Evil's agents. But to his luck, Felicity Shagwell, a CIA secret agent, saves him. Mustafa, another assassin, pursues and attacks them as they drive through the English countryside. Felicity shoots the man's tire, sending the car off a cliff. Soon enough, they detain him, and after asking the same question 3 times, he reveals that he was sent by Dr. Evil, who is hiding in a secret volcano lair. Mini-Me disguises himself as a passers-by baby and shoots a poisonous dart into his neck, causing him to fall off the cliff. Fat Bastard then arrives at Evil's hidden lair to deliver Austin's mojo. He tries to convince Dr. Evil to give him Mini-Me instead of money in exchange for the mojo. Evil is overjoyed to obtain the mojo, and drinks some of it. After drinking, he pursues Frau Farbissina for private time. After some time, Frau tells him she is late, and they are now interrupted by Scott, who arrives from the time machine. Scott begs his father to reconcile and make things work, but Evil tells him that he no longer needs him because he has Mini-Me. Austin and Felicity, on the other hand, are investigating how the mojo was stolen, and they suspect Fat Bastard of being the thief. Looking at the photographs, Austin asserts that his mojo was stolen through a drilled hole. Later, Austin rejects Felicity's advances, apologizes to her, and leaves her in the shag pad alone. She is then instructed by Basil to track down Fat Bastard and plant a homing device on him. Even though she is disgusted by the fat man, she joins him in the bed and plants the device up his butt. In Phase 2 of the Evil project, Evil plans to put a giant laser in the moon that will destroy Washington, D.C. He named the project the Alan Parsons Project because the laser is invented by Cambridge physicist Dr. Parsons. The next day, Austin sees Felicity and explains why he had to leave her the previous night. She tells him that she has planted a homing device on Fat Bastard, and they track him down. Felicity tries to explain what she had to do to get closer to Fat Bastard, but is cut off by a signal indicating that he is at Paddington Station. When they arrive at the station, they discover that Fat Bastard has abandoned the device while taking a dump. They then send a stool sample to the lab for analysis. In the meantime, Dr. Evil contacts the US president and threatens to destroy every major city every hour unless he is paid $100 billion. They mock him, so he shows them a video of a laser destroying the White House, which turns out to be from the film Independence Day. Next, Austin and Felicity travel to Dr. Evil's private volcano island. They are, however, found and caught by Evil's guards and brought to Dr. Evil. He orders to put them in a jail cell while he prepares to go to the moon. The captives soon escape the cell as Felicity exposes her breast to the inept guard, who falls in the hot magma, while Dr. Evil with Mini-Me leaves in a phallus-shaped rocket to install the laser on the moon. Soon after reaching the moon, he orders that the laser ignition sequence be initiated and armed. Meanwhile, Austin and Felicity hitch a ride to the moon in Apollo 11 in search of Dr. Evil. Austin fights Mini-Me and ejects the tiny clone through Lunar Disposal Unit into outer space. Soon after, Austin finds Dr. Evil and asks him to give his mojo back. However, they have captured Felicity, and he must choose between saving the world and saving her. Just then, Felicity tells him to save the world and dies from the poisonous gas. Austin is able to divert the laser and save the city, but he is heartbroken to discover Felicity has died. Determined to kill Dr. Evil, he goes after him, who convinces him that he can save both things if he travels back in time. Now, using Dr. Evil's time portal, Austin travels 10 minutes back in time to save both the world and Felicity. He succeeds this time by coordinating with his dual self. Next, Dr. Evil sets a self-destruct mechanism on his moon base and throws the glass vial of Austin's mojo in the air, which drops on the floor and breaks. He then escapes in his rocket, leaving the devastated Austin behind. Felicity reassures Austin about him having his mojo with him as he defeated Dr. Evil and saved the world, and persuades him to escape from there. She wants to go to 1967, but is convinced to go to 1999 after knowing she won't be missing anything great during the 70s and 80s. Just as the base is about to blow up, they finally succeed in getting away. Following that, Fat Bastard, disguised as a delivery man, arrives at Austin's pad and tries to murder the couple. Felicity diverts his attention by asking if he is happy, and he admits that he is not. Felicity kicks him in the groin as he attempts to kill Austin again. She then asks Austin if she'll be happy in the 1990s, and he assures her that she will be. She presses a button that says, "Do not touch this button," causing a 60s-style party to blow up. Meanwhile, back in 1969, Dr. Evil's rocket retrieves Mini-Me from space, and Evil vows to get Austin for attacking Mini-Me. The movie ends with Evil and Mini-Me villainously laughing. During the end credits, on the Jerry Springer show, Frau Farbissina is revealed to be Scott Evil's mother. 1 month later, Austin returns home to find Felicity in bed with the past Austin. However, it is not technically cheating, so he forgives her, and they laugh happily at the end.